Did you and Constable Mina then change your number plate before going to this house?
I did, yes.
Excuse me. Just have a look. What is happening down here? Why are admin staff going up in there and out of there? Please somebody go check that. What is the reason for them being there, in and out of there? Let's continue.
Sorry, did you and Constable Mina change your vehicle's number plates on the day of the incident?
I did, yes.
Why?
Because that vehicle stands in my yard every day with a police vehicle, clearly visible. It took the investigating team
Yep.
It took the investigating team 6 hours, or more or less 6 hours, to locate my vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And my intention is to just do some look. We wanted to make the bust. That's it. We wanted to have this big bust on our name, the drug bust. And yes, we did follow up the information as good as we possibly could, but we also didn't want to become a target. If anything came or went wrong during the arresting procedure of these two guys. We knew that Ndatno is full of cameras that could give these people full access to our registration numbers, to our vehicles, and where our vehicles could be located.
Do you agree with me that this situation that you're explaining can easily be
interpreted? Yes.
No. Rather let me finish and then, yeah. There's a situation that you're explaining can easily be avoided if you go to Hout Bay. They then give you maybe the police vans that they have at that station, and then you go to the house. Then your personal, or not your personal, or your vehicle that stands by your house is not anywhere near the house then.
But you also have to realize that the Hout Bay police station, most of the time, only has one, maybe two vehicles in the whole of the area. That's why we went there to help them out, because they're very understaffed and there's not enough vehicles for them. So 9 out of 10 times when you get there, there's only one vehicle that's doing the whole of Hout Bay for complaints.
You said you went there, that's why you went there to help them out?
Previously, yes, on previous occasions we were posted in Hout Bay to assist them with their crime, because they're short-staffed. That can be confirmed by the station commander of Hout Bay, Colonel Seister. He knows me also for coming there a lot of times.
Okay. Could have gone to Hout Bay when you get there. They tell you, sorry man, we don't have a vehicle for you.
We could have done that, you're right.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
You indicated that you were the only one that changed your number plates. Is that correct?
No, I changed number plates for myself and for Colonel Solomon Asbaki.
Was he aware?
I don't know if he was aware. He was standing there, but I did it while we were talking. It was very easy. I just took two pieces of number with double-sided tape and just plugged it on.
So it's correct if I say that he was aware. He saw you do it and he let you do it.
He might have seen me, yes.
Might have? Yes
might
or no?
have seen me, yes. I'm not sure. I was preoccupied with doing what I was doing.
Where did you get these number plates?
From my house. It's not number plates. It's just
Sorry?
It's not number plates. It's just pieces of a number plate.
Just a follow-up question. Why do you have pieces of a number plate at your house?
This is the old number plate of one of my cars.
Personal car.
Say again?
Is it an old number plate of one of your personal cars?
At one stage, I bought and sold cars from an auction and just tried to make some extra money on the side.
The point I'm getting to, it's not a number plate of a police vehicle.
No, not at all.
Testify. As we have a statement in the docket from City of Cape Town, where, as you mentioned, in London there are cameras, and they caught the number plates that you had put on your vehicle and Constable Mina's vehicle, registered it to police vehicles from somewhere in the Western Cape. What do you have to say about that?
My vehicle. Okay, so I put the three numbers. Our number is like it's 3 letters, then it's 3 numbers, then it's a letter. Eh? So, for instance, my registration number was BVF.
Was B?
BVF Bravo Victor Foxtrot 714 Bravo. So I took an old number plate of mine. I just removed, since my number plate had 6 numbers.
Just removed?
And then I cut out just the 3 numbers, and the 3 numbers. And covered the middle 3 numbers of that number plate. I can also go on to state that while our vehicles was parked in front of the house, when PPA security arrived, I actually took it off to reveal our real number plates to PPA security.
Just another point that this is not something that you mentioned while you were testifying, that
You
when...
didn't ask me about the number plates when I was testifying.
Just hold on. So if you let me finish, I'll let you finish.
Sorry,
appreciate
I
it.
apologize. I apologize.
No problem. When you were testifying about the situation where the PPA security arrived, you never mentioned that before I spoke to him or when I spoke to him, I actually took off my number plate so you can see that these are my true number plates.
Okay.
Why didn't you mention it?
Because we weren't discussing the number plates back then. I don't know, it slipped my mind. I didn't go into detail about the number plates at that stage. To me, it was more accurate about the fact that I spoke to PPA and what he told me, and that I identified myself to him on the scene. But that's also the reason that the photographs that was taken by the complainant, in this case, the photograph that the investigating team showed us actually had Constable Mina's real number plate without the cover on it, on the photograph.
Did you change the number plates front and back?
Yes.
So it would have been the same number plate at the front and at the back.
I'm not sure. I didn't really pay attention to the numbers. I just put it on. But never to deceive anybody else than the people that was inside the house. And in hindsight, I can understand how this must look. But
Investigating officer will come and testify that in the docket we have still photos of you driving to the house, or the two vehicles driving to the house, with different number plates in the left windscreen of each vehicle.
left windscreen.
Yes, the windscreen of the vehicle on the side, there's number plates. That's what is in the
Negative.
docket.
That never happened. Is it full number plates or pieces of number plate?
Is there a difference?
Yes.
Okay. What did you have then?
Because when I removed the number plates, I might have thrown that pieces that I took off in the front, in my front dashboard, yes. So it will maybe show a piece of a number plate, like just the 3 numbers, but not a full number plate. I can't remember if I threw it there, but I might have.
Sorry, I just remembered. You actually didn't comment on my statement that the registration that we have is linked to vehicles in, I think, Hammansdorp, somewhere in the Western Cape. What do you
Okay,
have?
The only thing I can comment on that is maybe there's the 3 numbers that I changed, maybe the BVF and the Bravo does fit the vehicle that runs over there somewhere, but I don't have a clue about that.
Okay. Now that you've arrived at the premises or outside the premises, what happens?
But I already testified to what happens. But do you want me to run through it again?
Just briefly. I'll tell you when to stop.
Okay, so we came to the front gate. We jumped over the wall. I think it was Constable, I'm not sure, it was dark. I think it was Constable Mafanya or Constable Minor that jumped over the wall because they're more nimble.
Pardon?
I think it was either Constable Mafanya or Constable Minor that jumped over the wall because they're more capable of still jumping over walls.
Mm-hmm.
And simply release the latch on the inside to let us get into access.
Is that the latch of the gate?
Yes.
Okay, what happened after?
Okay, like I stated previously, the house consists of a glass wall at the bottom. So you can see from you go from the front gate, you move down towards the house. So we could actually see right through the house to the back of the house, basically. When we could see there's people in the back of the house.
Roughly, how high or how tall is this wall and this gate?
I would reckon that road level is equal to the ground floor and the first floor. So basically, if you look out from the, so you go, it's the ground floor and the first floor. If you go look out the first floor, you basically look level to the road. So it's that about the floors drop from the front wall to the house.
It's 3 meters, 4 meters?
Yeah, 2.5, 3 meters, call it that.
Sorry?
Yeah, about 2.5 meters, 3 meters, yes.
That's the gate and the wall, eh? Same height, gate and the wall. Like the,
No, if that's road level. So if you take the wall included, I think they did it in that way so that even if you're on the first floor, you still have privacy of people not looking into your first floor because that's also glass and wall that's at the top. So basically, road level will be equal to the floor height of the first floor, and then the wall in the front will be able to cover the people that's walking up and down on the first floor because it's also glass.
and this wall goes around the entire premises? Or does
Well,
the
it runs into the neighbor's yard, yeah.
Sorry?
It borders with the neighbors on both sides.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand the setting of the house. So the house is in the middle, and there's this wall around it, or what is it?
Well, the front wall goes into the wall on this side to this neighbors and goes into that side to that neighbors.
Okay.
As I look, it was dark.
Okay.
That's how I saw it.
Okay. Is there a wall behind the house?
Further back, yes.
Roughly the same height? Or
Well, look, the properties go, it's like a decline. So basically, you look from there's people's swimming pool, you look almost onto the next guy's swimming pool because it keeps on going down.
All right, so one of the constables then jumps over, opens the latch for you, and then?
As we also on the way to go to the front, because there's a big glass door in the middle of this glass wall of this house. So as we go towards the front door, there's a person coming towards us that sees us, and he then alerts the rest of the people. Then there's a scramble at the back. I see there's guys without shirts on that starts running, and they're jumping out the back. Okay, so at the back there's a sliding door.
Okay.
There's a sliding door that opens towards the pool, but it's like a glass slabs, basically, thick glass, like that forms a palisade in front of the sliding door. So even though you can see the swimming pool and the door's open, you still need to climb over this glass palisading thing there to get outside. So we saw them jump over it. Myself, I screamed from the top of my lungs. That's before I even entered the house. So African police get down so hard that all the neighbors could hear us probably as well.
Just clarity, you screamed before you entered the physical house or
Yes.
entered the
No,
premises?
I was really inside the yard. I was between the front wall and the door.
If you can, I know it was at night. Roughly, how many people do you see scrambling and trying to get away?
I think I saw 3, but it could have been 2 as well, because there was 3 people, 2 guys still remaining in the lounge area that didn't jump out, but they were all scrambling for that corner.
All right, and then you
So
screamed
then I
and then?
went through the house, also over this palisading, but now obviously I couldn't just run through the house because there was a room on this side and a room on this, I think there was a room around the corner here. So we first made sure that there was nobody standing with a gun or something there just before running through willy-nilly. So we went and we made sure, and then I carried on through the house to go also jump over this palisading thing. And if I remember correctly, I was followed by a constable Soldati that also followed me over this palisading thing by the swimming pool.
Just you said that you guys had to make sure that no one was standing there with a gun.
Look, we thought there was only going to be 2 people in the house. When we got there, we saw there was more than 2 people in the house. I'm saying gun, but I mean, it could be anything. It was just for safety's sake. You didn't just run into a house and run through a house.
Who else went with you through the door?
If I can remember correctly, it's Constable Soldati. He followed me through.
So you guys went through the door and then?
Then we made our way around the house to the left.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't locate them. They were, I don't know where they went, but we couldn't find them again. So we went around the house and we re-entered the house from the front door.
You re-entered, and then?
We re-entered the house. At that stage, there was, I think it was a female that also joined us downstairs then. And there was the 2 male occupants.
When you say joined, did she just come down? Or?
I don't know. Look, I went through the house. By the time I came in the front, I just saw there was a female that was also present that wasn't there before I exited the house.
Was the female and?
Second,
It was the female and who else?
there was 2 other male occupants in the house.
Okay. Just for clarity picture's sake. How many people now are in this house?
3 people.
No. In general, including you guys and the police. Including the police, sorry.
All in all,
Yeah.
it was 3 of them and 5 of us.
5 of you guys being with the informant.
1 was the informant, yes, because he needed to point out the 2 suspects to us.
Where's the other informant?
He stayed behind with the bucky
Why?
because there was only needed the 1 guy to show us where they were, who they were, to identify the 2 to us.
Just another point. I'm sorry, I have to point these out, but this is
The truth will prevail.
another one of those incidents where you never mentioned that the other informant stayed behind.
When I re-entered the house, he was instructed to stay behind by the bucky, but he moved. When I came out the house to the PPA, I saw he was standing between. I don't know if he got scared or something, but I mean, he was standing between the front wall and the front door, but he never entered the house.
I understand that. I get that now, but I'm just saying, you never said it when you testified. You can object.
Worship, Jack, he did testify to that effect in chief. That the 1 informer was asked to stay put in the van, and they only disguised the 1 with the balaclava, and the other 2 officers then made use of their buffs to cover their faces as to not let the 1 informer stand out alone, being disguised.
At what point was it mentioned that there was 1 more informant that was left behind? I'll read to you
When he testified about, when the accused 1 testified in chief, he clearly stated that they disguised 1 informer with a balaclava, and to make sure that he does not stand out alone, being wearing a balaclava, himself and Mafanya took their buffs and covered their faces.
If I can correct that, it is that myself and Constable Mina also covered our sin.
Correct. So he did testify to that.
maybe I'm missing something. The prosecutor maybe respond to that.
I'm not speaking about him covering the balaclava. Can I
No,
just respond and then you can respond? My point is that he never mentioned that the other informer, once they arrived outside the premises at Hout Bay, he never mentioned that the one informant stayed behind.
He did.
No, I believe I just mentioned that there was two informants, and I believe that the one was going to accompany us. I can't believe that I specified that the other one stayed behind in the vehicle. He was also not in my vehicle to specify that. He was in Constable Minard's vehicle at that stage. But I did say that there was two informants that accompanied us to the house, and I did say that we did disguise the one with the balaclava, and that. But I never specified what happened to the second one. No.
Okay, it's Your Worship. It's fine. I will draw that statement. Just to carry on, it's not that important. I think you re-entered the house, and you saw now there's this female and these two males.
That's right.
Then what happens?
So then I said, okay, fine, let's each take one of the occupants of the house with us, and we started searching the house in the presence of an occupant of the house for any form of identification like IDs, passports, home affairs papers. Also, we're looking for maybe municipal accounts or something that might lead us to the proper address of the Kalani Gardens premises.
Just a moment. He testified that two males were cable tied.
That's correct, yes. Of which I personally cut the one loose after the search.
Sorry?
Of which I personally cut the one loose after the search.
What's the purpose of handcuffs?
I do not have a set of handcuffs.
Sorry?
I personally don't have a set of handcuffs. One was stolen out of the vehicle, and we never had keys for it. This is going to sound awful, but we had cuffs there between us, but nobody had a key available to open it again.
Said yours was stolen.
Yeah,
When were they stolen?
a long time ago. I can't remember. But we utilize cable ties that's provided to us on occasions by the police. It's thick blue ones or thick black ones. That's not the ones that was used here because none of us had left of those either.
Sorry?
We didn't have any of those left either. The ones that we could issue with the cable ties that the police issue with us.
So you had personally had no handcuffs, and you didn't have the cable ties that were police issued.
Not police issue cable ties, none. But then again, we only went there because we knew that they were unarmed, and we were just there to apprehend them and take them out to the police station. Again, in hindsight, yeah.
Did you apply for new handcuffs?
No, you have to pay for them if yours is misplaced. And they're pretty expensive.
Did the other officers have handcuffs?
I think only one of them had handcuffs. I'm not sure which one. But then we didn't have a key for it either. Unfortunately, our handcuffs gets used on the back of vehicles if we put people in sometimes, and then it gets taken off and it gets misplaced, and then it just disappears.
So now you've gone through the house, right? You've seen that there's no threat. Why do you still feel the need to cable tie the two
No, they were
gentlemen?
cable tied. Well, I think Constable Mafanya cable tied them as we went through the house, outside the back. I think Constable Mafanya, cable tied them while we were trying to look at the other ones that ran out the back. Also, for our safety, you must know we're going to take a person with us now to search the house, and we're going to be preoccupied with what we're searching for. We don't need a person that's standing here that's just able to do anything for our own safety. In this incident, it might not seem irrelevant, but I mean, we do gang houses, we do a lot of different crimes, criminal people's houses as well. That's just standard.
You also testified, just jumping on the safety situation, you testified that you were the only one who had a firearm.
That's correct, yes.
You also testified that Constable Mina, all of them, had to book in their firearms once they were released.
That's right. They're not issued with police firearms.
Yes, so they booked it in before
I
going to.
presume so because they didn't have firearms on the scene.
Ayo will come testify that we have a copy of the firearms register, and it's dated the 14th of September 2024, time 2:45 in the morning. That is when Constable Minar and Constable Soldati booked in their firearms after the incident. What do you have to say about that?
Look, like I said, in my understanding, none of them have issued firearms, and the way I understood it, they already booked the firearms in. None of them had firearms that I could see of. I know that one of them was wearing a Constable Minar.
About the writing, sorry.
I remember Constable Minar was wearing like a coat or something. It was pretty long. So I didn't even see his holster on him. And like I said, that's all I could testify to. I never saw any firearms from them, or nobody ever pulled out a firearm outside the premises. I never saw them handle any firearms. I never saw the informers handle any firearms. I was the only one that I knew of that had a firearm at that stage. It was present on my leg holster, on my leg, like it normally is.
Just a follow-up question. Instead of then saying that Constable Minar and Constable Soldati and Constable Mafanya had no firearms, why didn't you just say, well, I wasn't sure whether they had it or not?
Okay, I wasn't sure if they had any firearms, but because I never saw them, and why would they have firearms if they don't have police issue firearms?
I'm asking why didn't you say it? Not that why are you saying it now. Why didn't you say it when you were testifying? That
Okay, what did I say?
you said on the day or the time of the incident, you were the only one with a firearm. It was holstered on your leg. Constable Minar, Soldati, and Mafanya did not have any firearm. But now today you're saying, after I tell you that they booked in their firearms after the incident, you're saying actually maybe I wasn't sure Mr. Minar had a coat on.
I'm sure that they told me they didn't have firearms on them. I couldn't see firearms. I don't know how to put it down clear. We got there, they didn't have firearms on them. Matter of fact, I think they booked the firearms in while I was phoning Constable Minar, and they were on the way to drop off Constable Soldati. So we were almost at Philippi already when I phoned him. which means they were ready to, they were gone from work, they booked in their firearms already.
Before the incident?
Yes. When I phoned Constable Minard to meet me at Wynberg Park and asked him to pick up Constable Mafania, he was almost at Philippi to drop off Soldati.
Okay. And how do you then, from that, derive that they booked in their firearms?
Because Constable Soldati doesn't have his own firearm and he's almost in Philippi. And they booked out firearms at the same place.
But now you've called them,
Yeah?
right? And you're telling them to come back. How do you then know that?
Oh, it's a presumption. That's I presumed, maybe that's the best way to explain it.
So, with now the evidence that I'm saying, or alleging that we have evidence that they booked it in after the incident, do you then believe that they had firearms on them during the incident?
No,
Still not.
and that's still not.
Why?
I can't tell you why. I didn't see guns on them. I would have seen if somebody had a firearm on him. I still remember thinking to myself, but we're going into something now that don't have firearms on them. Luckily, these guys are not supposed to be any hassle to us to apprehend them.
Bishop, before I move on, I still have a lot of questions. It is 3:45 now. I do understand there's still some admin J7s that need to be signed and.
We can go on
Okay, nope,
postpone it for 15.
no problem.
15 minutes to do that, and we have 15 minutes to do our admin, which is completed. Only this matter is left. Only J7 that is left before the meeting.
Noted, Your Worship. We'll continue. Once you have the occupants in the lounge, did you ask them for their personal details, names?
No, the one person just, I know when I got there, he said to me, he just arrived there now and he was on his way home again. That's as far as it got. Because the informant told us that the people that we're looking for is not there. That's also why, after he informed us that, we took our buffs off because we didn't feel the need to wear it anymore. That's why when PPI security got there, I wasn't wearing a mask or anything when they got there.
Now you go to this house that you're looking for illegal suspects in the country, right? And you find two people that you mentioned was Nigerian, right? Did you not think to maybe verify whether they are legal in the country, seeing that they are in the same company of people that you suspect?
I can't just go around suspecting people as illegal or anything like that. I mean, the informers knew the people that was there. I had no information about these people that was there. So I wasn't going to interrogate them if I had no information on who they are.
But you're at a house of a suspect that you believe is illegal because of information that you've received.
Yes.
In this house, you find someone that is a foreigner. You have no idea who this person is. Don't know their name, where they come from, or whether they even are here illegally. Why would you want to find out whether they are illegal in the country or not?
Well, the one person that was with me ran away already while we was doing the search. We could have maybe afterwards accumulated the information, but then the one guy, like I said to you, when I went out to see PPA in the front, the guy was with me in the room, that went to the room while I was searching it, saw the gap that everybody else is busy and he ran away also. So, yeah, it's in hindsight, I could have gotten the details, maybe, yes. I did speak to them. The guy came out to me. I still told him where his phone was, everything. He went to go fetch his phone. He was pretty upset by the time I cut him loose, because then he was carrying out about, I can't understand the language they were speaking. And he came out to us while we were standing to the left of the house, shining our lights on the footpath, trying to apprehend the first two guys that we came there for in the first place. Came out there and he was like, "Yo, where's my phone? Where's my phone?" I said to him, "Your phone's lying on the kitchen table." He went back inside. He went to go fetch his phone. He came out again. He started swearing at us, taking photos of us. We just left. It was late in the afternoon. We worked the whole day. Yes, I could have made a better decision.
You indicated that you guys split into 3 groups.
No, we split into 3, yes.
Just describe the groups.
I was with the one Nigerian male that was driving, that said to us that he just got there and he was on his way out again. Well, that's the person that alerted the guys in the back of our presence when we came in the front. Then I think there was, I don't know who was with the other people. We all went in different rooms. There was 3 rooms in the top floor, if I can remember correctly.
Are you aware if any of the other groups found anything in these rooms that they were searching?
No.
No, you're not aware, or no, they didn't find anything?
I'm the only one that found an ID card in the one room. If anything was found, they would have told me about it, and I wasn't informed about anything.
And PPA security is in arriving, right? Where are you currently? When you see the headlights, I think you testified you saw the headlights.
Okay, so I'm in the first room, the first main bedroom, with the one Nigerian male. Like I said, the bottom floor is glass. The top floor has got a wall that's about hip height, and then the rest is also glass going up. So if you're standing in the main bedroom and you look out the front door, you can look onto the road on the outside. I saw the lights coming. I then exited the room, went down the passage, down the stairs, out the front door, towards PPA security.
Why did you leave the male behind? The one that you had with you, searching with you. Why did you leave him behind?
It was just there to search. We only needed them to see that we're not putting anything in the house or taking anything from the house that they're not aware of. So at that stage, yes, I wanted to go see what's coming in the front. I don't know these people that ran out the back door. I don't know if they found people to come and attack us or to assault us or to come and help them with anything. So my first thought was get out into the road and see what's there before something that's there comes to us.
Okay. Specifically, where did you then meet the PPA security?
When I got to the road, he was standing there with his headlights towards us, and I saw the bakkie open. So when he opened the bakkie's door, I could see the writing on the door, PPA security. So then I knew, okay, well, this is now. But I saw his headlights coming up. He was still driving up towards us, and he was trying to park his bakkie on the side of it. And I could see he was trying to reverse it into a tactical move or something so that he can still see the house. And then he got out of his bakkie and he came to talk to me.
Where were you standing?
By the bakkies, by our bakkies. In front of the house.
And then what was the conversation between you and the PPA security?
He came to us and says, no, they received a call that there's people in the house or something.
Okay.
A panic or something from somewhere. So I said to him, no, we're looking for 2 male occupants that stays in this house that now ran out the back door. They ran out the back door. And
Sorry about that.
That's one. Then he went on to tell us, because I didn't know that Lindatno area so well. So he went on to tell us, though, but if they ran out the back, on the left of the house, there's a whole network of footpaths that start from there, that people walk their dogs on and go jogging on something, that they could have used to evade us.
And then when did you introduce yourself to him? Because I asked you what happened from
Okay,
the
sorry. So,
get-go.
okay, so I spoke to him then, and then he still said, "Oh, Samora Michelle, are you guys coming from Samora Michelle?" So I said to him, "No, we're from Operation Restore. We just use vehicles from different stations to strengthen our unit." Then he said, "Okay, no, it's fine." I said to him, "Listen here, but I'm Sergeant Groenewald. I had my name badge on my chest, my surname. I had my ranks on my shoulders. I said, I'm Sergeant Groenewald because I thought that he might have to give feedback to his control room after receiving the call.
Okay. Now, security guard is a neutral person at this point. You would have no reason to lie or to make a statement that would not reflect what happened on the night. Is that a correct statement?
That's correct, yes.
Investigating officer will come and testify that the security guard did make a statement. And in his statement, he indicates that when he approached you, you were standing by your bakkie, sweating, and breathing heavily. Would that be a correct assumption? Or
Well, I'm not so fit as I used to be. I did run around the house by that stage already with my bulletproof and everything on, and up the stairs and ran down the stairs, up the stairs to the road work again, so yeah.
Okay. So you'd agree with that
Yeah.
description? Okay. He then further goes on to say that when he spoke to you, you introduced yourself as Sergeant Bucas. What do you have to say?
No. I had my surname on my uniform. All my uniform was marked, and my bulletproof.
So you're saying he's lying?
Look, he was walking away towards his bakkie. I was walking towards the house. I said to him, "Oh, listen here, you need my details. I'm Sergeant Groenewald." And he said, "No, it's fine." Still afterwards. So. It's not like we had a face-to-face but he was standing next to me the whole time. You could see my surname clearly on my uniform.
So statement doesn't indicate that he read that you are Sergeant Bucas. It says you verbally told him,
I
Sergeant Bucas.
verbally told him I'm Sergeant Groenewald.
Okay.
And I also told him we're from Operation Restore.
He also indicates in the security that you've informed him that the two suspects that you are looking for are wanted by Interpol.
Yes.
When did you get that information that they are wanted by Interpol?
No, we had that information. I then testified upon that from the first time, that the suspect was possibly looked by Interpol and possibly wanted locally.
You said internationally, sir.
Internationally and locally, yes. And then I explained to you that's why I've never contacted Interpol in my life.
So while you're speaking to the security officers, where's the other two people or the other two groups?
Still conducting the search, I presume.
Still conducting the search. Okay. So you had this conversation, and then security guard left, and the other two groups are still inside.
Yes, but at that stage, when I finished talking to him, they were also finishing up. So I went downstairs, and I said to him, "Listen here, let's go." But at that stage, the male was with me, has already run away also out the back door. So there's only one male, one female left in the house.
Okay. Just before we end off, so once you're done speaking to the security guard, you then go back inside the house, and then you meet up with the other two groups. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Security guard officer says, while he's speaking to you and having this conversation, he sees a colored, skinny officer walk out of the house and go into the other Samora Michelle bakkie. And he also indicates that he saw a male figure in the behind or the back seat of that bakkie. Anything to comment on that?
Well, look, if it's a tall, skinny one, it might be Constable Soldati, because he was driving with Constable Manar. And the informer, when I came out there, the informer was at the vehicle the whole time. It's just when I went out to PPA, he was standing on the inside of the boundary wall, between the boundary wall and the house. So I presume that when I went out to PPA again, he must have also gone there. So that's the guy that I saw.
Okay, Worship, it's 4 o'clock. Confirm.
Okay, we can stop here for today. We set it down for tomorrow as well, the 16th.
Confirm.
All
Just
right.
a note that I do have a partly heard
Yes.
in court 1. So if
Mr.
that's
Benjamin, your senior is here. You will sort that out and you will tell me tomorrow what time. What time are we going to start tomorrow?
Your Worship, if I can just ask,
Pardon me, you may be seated.
Thank you very much.
can I ask that we start again at 11 o'clock so that you can do all the postponements first?
Is it that you can only be here at 11 o'clock?
I can be here earlier, I can be, but I think it's
Because I'm asking that because court starts at 9 o'clock sharp. It does
Yes.
not start at 11. And it is this court that directs as to what do we start with, how. Perhaps that's why I'm asking if you, is it because you can be here at 9 o'clock or you'll be able to be here at 11? Maybe let's allow your colleagues to address.
my colleague just informed me that he's got to be in Cape Town by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
He can speak for himself. He is right here. Yes.
Thank you, Your Worship. I also thank my colleague for considering me. Your Worship, I turned up for a 9 o'clock appearance. Well, actually, 8:30, it's a matter that's been brought forward on an urgent basis, and it will be a simple withdrawal and referral. So I beg of the court that I be allowed to just finish at 9 o'clock. Most likely by 9:30 I'll be done. But I will do my utmost to rush from Cape Town Court to this court. And I just ask that that matter be dealt with as it was already in my diary
Sure.
prior to these proceedings. I thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Mr. Bishop. I would request that we start almost at the same time, Bishop, as today.
Thank you, Advocate.
I would request, Bishop, that we start almost at the same time as
Why?
today, Bishop, because already before we made this particular arrangement, Bishop, I had a commitment at Blue Town's Court, Bishop, which I think it can take me up to at least 10 o'clock. Bishop.
Why did you then agree to tomorrow's date? If you knew that.
Bishop, the arrangement, if I'm correct, Bishop, was that this is a provisional date. Bishop, the date that we actually agreed upon is the date of the 18th at 12
No, I
o'clock.
postponed it to that date. I set that date down as well because everybody was available. Are you saying that you can only be here at 11 o'clock tomorrow? Is that what you're
At
saying?
11, yes.
Is that your application?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Langeni, is there no objection that we start at 11 tomorrow?
At this stage, no, Your Worship. Just as indicated, I still have apartheid, so I need to sort that out first and then
Right.
just worry.
I'm asking these questions because court starts at 9 o'clock. And for me to be postponing 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, but today we started at 20 past 12. And we had to adjourn. My court staff could not have their full lunch hour. So in future, I'm not going to allow that. So the matter is then please go back and stand there. Please,
Thank you.
Sergeant Khono,
Thank you. Thank you.
if all of you can be on your feet. Your matter is then remanded until tomorrow, the 16th of October 2024, for further bail application. Sergeant Khono, remember that you are still under oath and you are not to discuss your testimony or evidence with anyone else. I'm going to excuse your legal representatives until 11 o'clock. Everybody can be excused. You remain in custody until then.
Go, Jesus.
Can I also be excused, Your Worship?
Listen, everybody can be excused. Thank you, Mr. Benjamin.
Thank you.
Ms. Wolf. Thank
See you.
you, Mr. Sir. Thank you, everybody. Can I just speak to our legal representatives because I want to find out what was happening. If you can approach me, it's fine. Everybody can be excused. Where is Mr. Fred?
Fred, the orderly,
court
the orderly.
orderly. gone. It comes back.
Do I have to be here?